What's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and we are going to be going over the two-game MLB playoff slate. And we have two really contentious games within the National League. We have Phillies and Mets. See, Phillies and Mets, I sort of expect there to be some kind of bad blood, anger, and stuff like that, because both New York fans and Philadelphia fans are complete cretins. and uh and tend to be morons. So I certainly expect the Philadelphia, New York nonsense to go on. But what I did not expect was the freaking Dodgers and Padres. I mean, I thought that everybody from LA was all chilled. I don't get it. I thought everybody wants to move to California and lower their blood pressure and show up for Dodgers games two innings late, and games never rain out in San Diego, so everybody's out there for just a chilled out time. And you got fans throwing balls at players. You got players throwing balls at the dugouts. You got all kinds of freaking bad blood in Los Angeles and San Diego. I don't get it. So it's like a battle between these four teams of which teams and which teams fans can act like more ridiculous. Nonetheless, um, let's kind of get after it. The first thing I will note is that as of this recording, I have no lineups for the last game. I have probable pitchers. That's it. And you have some legit questionables, I think, that need to be resolved, starting with Freddie Freeman, but literally, who knows? And one thing that we have seen, in the playoffs for, quite a long time is, there's no leash, there's no anything. I mean, it's Oli and free. Every all hands on deck. If you're not doing it, you're out of the game. You can be pinch hit for, you're going to get pinch hit for. Expect anything. Don't expect 4 at-bats from anybody or 5 at-bats from anybody. Don't expect 6 innings from anybody. If you get it, great. But that's not the way it works. On the other hand, okay, as we start talking about the pitchers, if in fact the pitcher is doing well, then there's literally no reason to get rid of him, So, I mean, I just want to start, I guess, with the lowest owned pitcher, and that being Walker Buehler. He's 2,000 less than everybody else, and he's half the ownership of everybody else. He does have a projection of 8.75 fantasy points, which is very low, but he could get that in the first inning. You know what I mean? Not really can't, but he can get 8.25 in the first inning. But I think that projection is kind of obscene. And thank you for Cam coming straight on in with the question of the day. The projections are certainly suggesting something like that. And I imagine that the Padres are going to have probably the highest owned stack, but I don't know about that. It's baseball, man. I don't know. And you know how DFS goes, Cam. It's not, do I think something's going to happen? Everything, unfortunately, is a range of outcomes. I know that's nerdy, and I know it sucks to give you an answer. And in a way, it's kind of, it does suck. I would rather say, you know what? Yes, he's going to get robbed. Easy game. Unfortunately, DFS requires us to act like freaking actuaries and not think of it that way, and say stuff like, yeah, he's going to get rocked, a decent amount of the time, but there's a range of outcomes where he doesn't get rocked. And in that range of outcomes, perhaps his low ownership is going to be worth playing in certain lineups in daily fantasy sports. And that's unfortunately the way we have to speak now. But yes, I do think he's going to get rocked, by the way. But I don't know. Well, we'll see. Right now, I mean, I do have. Yes, he has, Mario. You're saying nothing that anybody can dispute. You know, yeah, you got 1-1 series all over all over town, right? Is Cleveland 1-1 also? I think so, right? Yeah, everybody's 1-1. Is it 4 out of 7? I don't even know what it is. Do I have to? I'm gonna really date myself by not even knowing what it is. Let's just see. Yeah, it looks like. Can anybody just tell me what it is? Is it 4 out of 7? Before I waste another like 2 seconds looking at this. Playoff bracket. Why should it should say it much faster? Just somebody say what it is. Best of 5. There you go. There you go, Mario. So obviously this is an enormous game, as they all are. But so for DFS purposes, expect pinch hitters, expect pitchers with short leashes, which is why these guys are pretty cheap. You know, Nola 8,200. Thank you, Slick. Mania 7,500, 7,700. These guys are all cheap, and I do have those two as the best, as the two best plays. I do have Nola and Mania as the two best plays, and they're being owned as such. And then I have Michael King next. And then I do have, as everybody's mentioning, Walker Buehler way down on the list. Yeah, everybody's all cocky this year. What's happened to baseball, man? Baseball has become like a lot of trash talking. You know what it starts with? It starts with the freaking Dodgers and other teams like this, like doing like the freaking shimmy on freaking second base, like getting like a leadoff double down 7 runs in the 7th inning. You know what I mean? I mean, give me a break. I know. Okay, boomer. I get it all. You know, whatever. It's freaking stupid. All right. Let's look at some of these other guys. So as far as values go, I guess the top value on the slate, I don't know how many at-bats again he's going to get, but Austin Hayes, he's 2,300. You know what was interesting? Bobby had a take the other day, which I think is probably worth mentioning, is that you have these cheap guys that you run the risk of getting a pinch hit for. What you probably want to do is, and listen, it's a 2-game slate, so you could play pitchers against hitters. Like Hayes would get pinch hit for once Mania gets taken out of the game. So you probably don't want to play Mania with the guy that's going to get pinch hit for, right? You don't want to play Mania against Hayes. So if you do want to play hitters against pitchers, you don't want like those types of plays. But he is very, very cheap. Yeah, that's right, Cam. And then Arias is 3,600. I mean, there's really like there's no real standout value. There's no like super cheap, like Tyrone Taylor 2,900. When I'm looking at it from low ownership perspective, Tyrone Taylor probably, you know, he's the only player. I have 2 players on my board that less than 10% owned. Actually, less than 12% owned. One is Tyrone Taylor. The other is Johan Rojas. And they're both like $2,500 guys that might get pinch hit for. Miguel Rojas. I mean, all these Dodgers, you know, can get pinch hit for. Except Miguel Rojas. He's a righty, right? So I don't think he's going to get pinch hit for because he's in the game anyway. Peralta at 3K. Let me see. Is he even playing, Peralta? Let me just make sure. Yeah, I don't even have a projection on Peralta. I mean, I don't even know who's playing for the Dodgers. If he in fact gets in, like right now, do we have Peralta projected? I mean, let me just see something. Peralta's in. Peralta went deep the other night. He's playing. Okay. For San Diego, you mean? Right. Sorry. Yeah, he's playing. So I got. So again, I have to update the Padre lineups once they come out. He DH though is the first one off the bench for San Diego. So here's an interesting question, Mario. You know, would you consider? And I asked Bobby this the other day or yesterday. Would you consider playing like a pinch hitter in this game in a 2-game slate? I don't think so. But like you said, I mean, if you know for sure that he's going to get an at bat, is one at bat enough? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. No Wade and Bogart's in for the Padres. Okay, so are these lineups in yet? These are just all projected. Let's just see. If it just came in, then I'll update the projections. But I'm not going to be able to get them done by. I might be able to get them done by 5, whatever. So there's going to be. Yes, we got one guy saying we think he's in. Yeah, Carpenter certainly did, and he won somebody the big slate. I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we're not sure. Oh, the lineups are released. Hey, what's up, free rolls? He's one of my heroes. I feel I got the shakes today, not being able to play freaking League of Legends, not being able to play the Worlds. I'm so into this, and I like the differences in slates between the Swiss best of ones and then the big 2 out of 3s and then whatever. Let me see if okay, yes, they are in it now. Okay. Oh, they're the Padres. Okay. So I'm not going to be able to. Actually, I might be able to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to play CSGO. I mean, I wasn't as of like a year ago. I don't know anything about that. I actually had someone on. Who did I have come on to talk about CSGO? I had Will Patterson from SaberSim talk about CSGO. I did a whole video with him, but I can't play. Or maybe I played one slate. It just didn't really appeal to me for some reason. I'll tell you what makes one of the things that make League of Legends so good is that is the announcers. I love it. I'm like one of those guys. I actually love the announcers. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I am redoing the projections for the slate. It'll take me 5 minutes, but I think it's and if you guys wouldn't mind just bearing with me to do it, because I do want to see what these Dodgers look like at least. I do think that by the way, that Bueller is a good play. Just because of the ownership. Like, I think that none of these guys have a leash. I think none of these guys have a ceiling. You know what I mean? Like, I really think there's no ceiling out of any of these pitchers. So, like, if you want to be like, DFS free roll and his DFS free roll, he's kind of become his brand to play like the to say that whenever he plays the highest projected pitcher that he busts. This is like a slate for you because like everybody's busting. I think even if you have a good game, you're busting. I mean, I really doubt that anybody's live for 20 points today. Hold on, I'm almost done with FanDuel. Sheets, I didn't have Landon Knack starting at NLDS. He's starting? So we don't, it's not Bueller anymore? Is that what's happening? Now I'm confused. Or he started the other day. Yeah, I mean, DFS that's kind of the deal, right? I mean, like that's sort of the idea. At his price, at his tomorrow, at his price, at his ownership. Another kind of a secondary question in a 2-game slate. Are you going to play any relievers in a 2-game slate? Do you have it in you? I mean, I think I'm going to say what I said before, that if you know ball and you know the relievers that are going to play, I would go for it. You know, if you know that first guy off the bench, especially the long relievers, I mean, I think that I would take a shot. I just don't know who they are. I mean, I'm gonna spin some. I'm gonna spin like the roulette wheel in the oh, come on, Excel, you're killing me. I'm gonna spin the roulette wheel in Showdown and play a bunch of them. But for the 2-gamer, I mean, I think you really have to know which ones you want to play. And if you do, then I would go for it. Like, who was that guy that came in and got all the cheese? Got like 8 fantasy points at 4K or something like that. I'm almost done. And then what I'm going to do, and then we don't have the Dodgers yet, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do, just for you guys, I'm going to upload the projections, and then I'm literally going to build my lineups live. And it's not, I don't mind because I'm not even going to know who I have anyway. We'll do it for Showdown, and we'll do it for Classic. Okay, and we're still not projecting. We're projecting Peralta yet? Let me just make sure I'm projecting Peralta, and we are. All right, so just give me 1 second, and then I will share my screen. Let me just do this. Yeah, Cade Smith, right? I wonder if anybody's going to play any of those starters. No, he can't do that because they're going to be too expensive. So it's like Correlation City Day in DFS, and we got hockey and baseball going. I'm so happy hockey's back. Okay. Sheets are up. Now let's get here, and we'll share my screen. And away we go. Okay, so let's not do FanDuel first. Let's get DraftKings up. Okay, here's the thing. First thing we're going to do, upload our projections. They're all done. Boom. Exclude unlisted players. This way I don't get any bow wow relievers. And then, listen, there's no way we're going to need 5,000 lineups, but we're going to do it anyway. And I'm going to show you something cool that I've just decided to start doing today with SaberSim. And one thing that's cool about it is I don't know if this is 100% the right way to play, but it's good enough for me that I'm going to start trying it. I'm really going to just commit to much more min uniques than I have been. especially in these smaller slates, if I can get them. But I have to kind of keep myself in check. Like I have to make sure that I'm not reducing my average projection score that much. And I have to make sure that I'm not, creating like terrible ROI lineups. So I'll show you the two filters that I'm using to kind of help ensure that that doesn't happen. I still think it's amazing that these systems can build so many lineups so fast with simming all the results and all that stuff. It really is amazing. Okay, it's almost done. All right. So the next thing we're going to do, again, we already have the contest saved. So we're going to just go ahead and just run the sims like right away without even looking. Now, again, we are going to have to remember, double check these lineups, especially the Dodgers. Well, only the Dodgers, right? But that's more for late swap stuff anyway. Now it would be nice to know who the Dodgers were running, so this way I know how important it was to get these first guys. So we're running the sims, and again, I don't even look at who we have yet, and I don't really care. I mean, this is 2-game slate city, Now you'll see one thing that's tracked here is this average projection of 82.71. That's important because when we start going min uniques more, I want to track and see what kind of damage it does to my average projection. Now, do I want to get greedy? Do I want to run FanDuel as this is running? Okay, we don't have to do that. Okay, so we ran the sims, and now we're in direct fill, which means that we're going to be able to identify which contest to put these in instead of having to do it automatically. So here's what we're looking at. We're looking at stack exposure, which we don't care about today. I really don't care if it's all one man's or whatever, but I always like to keep it up anyway just to see what happens. And you'll see the average projection, 85.56. Now let's just go as many as we can. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There's one other thing I want to do. This new filter that I've decided that I'm going to do, add new filter, and then we're going to use the target contests, ROI, making sure that every lineup is greater than 0 risk ROI. This way, it kind of stops me from building lineups that really project poorly relative to their ROI. So you'll see 85.38, then 86.02, it actually went up. 85 and we can go like as many min uniques as we please. Okay. We could even go min unique 7. Imagine that in a 3-game slate being able to do this. Okay. All right. So we have this done, and let's go put all these in. And we actually do have all 5 threes, so we're totally stacked here. And I promise you, we have pitchers against hitters. We have all kinds of nonsense. So let's go put all these into the relay throw. Boom. Oh, we didn't even have 40. So we have to go back to min unique 6. Interesting. Now let's see if that works. Save. Now 23 need to be duplicated. Min uniques 5. Yeah. So this was the one problem that the new Saber Sim doesn't really do for you. There you go. So we were able to go min uniques 5. Next thing you want to do is keep this filter in. Go back to min uniques 1 though, and then we want to put the other contests in. So we're going to go to autofill, and we're going to put those in here. But let's go. Yeah, this looks good. Save these to contests. You should see 3 lineups into 3 contests. Good. Boom. Upload. Downloads. CSV. Rock the house. All right. Who do we have? Well, come on. Who cares? Freaking DFS baseball. Gives a crap who we have. All right, let's do FanDuel. FanDuel. Projections. In. And so we're not using any relievers. We're not doing anything. We're being pure. We're playing actual baseball players who project to play in the game. Well, most of them. Like, we don't know what these Dodger lineups are going to look like yet. I wonder if Otani's going to pitch in the World Series somehow. Is he allowed? Yeah, I guess so. He can do whatever he wants. That's what they should do. They should really just continue to press the legend here. Just have him pitch in the freaking World Series out of nowhere. And we got all kinds of sweats here, by the way. So if the Dodgers end up playing either the Mets or the Yankees, I think Bobby and I are going to go to a game. That's good. I also have action on the Royals to win the World Series at 90-1. So I'm rooting against the Yankees as far as that's concerned. All right, here we go. Same process, right? So we'll run the contest sims. And you'll see, by the way, I mean, do you care? But if we didn't run the sims, we'd be getting mostly Philly and the Dodgers. We're going to run these sims, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to crank up the min uniques. And then we're going to also filter for ROIs that are above 0. Just to make, again, I don't know if that's the right number to keep us in check, but that's what we're going to try. Now, it looks like FanDuel, they're being very slow with their contest sims, and that's now impacting my time constraint for running my showdown lineups. So we're going to try to do something. We're going to try to run these at the same time. So remember, we have to come back and do FanDuel. But for now, let's run the showdown lineups for. Now, what you have to do, I'm using the same projections. Okay, so you're going to get a note saying, yeah, we don't get anybody from those players, right? Because they're not in that game. So ignore those. We will include the unlisted players. This way we get the relievers. And then we can rebuild these lineups. And as that's going on, let's go back and see if FanDuel is done. FanDuel is still running its sims. I am not pleased with them. That's not very accommodating. So if that doesn't happen by 4:55, we're just going to have to just go with the Sabre score lineups. There's literally nothing I can do, right? You're in full technology hell right now with these sims. That's one of the things you're dealing with. All right, so we ran these lineups really quickly. This is the showdown. So we have to go run contest sim. Run them for both. Let's go back to FanDuel. FanDuel's still not done. I think FanDuel might be stalling on me. That's annoying. Well, we still have time. So we still have plenty of time. But the showdown one's going to be fun, I think. So these are all done? Okay. So we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We are going to go first and direct fill. Average projection 60.41. Same thing. We're going to go add new filter, select an option, contest sims, ROI greater than 0. And remember, I still have to get back to FanDuel. Okay. And then we'll go crank up the min uniques again. Min uniques 2, min uniques 3. Now, again, it doesn't show you when it's going to yell at you. This is like the annoying thing. Let's just see something. Still getting 44, right? So far, so good. We should be okay. Let's go min uniques 4. Can we do this? Into the hidden ball trick. No, one item needs to be duplicated. So we got to go back to min uniques 3. And then hidden ball trick, we're good. Then we go back to the autofill. And then we'll put in the switch hitter. Save there. We do have to go back to FanDuel. Don't forget, we still got 15 minutes. Plenty of time. But I'm annoyed that it's not finished yet. So showdown is done. Obviously, we're not doing San Diego showdown yet until we have that done. Let's go back to FanDuel. It's still not complete yet. The contest sim is failing. You know what we could do? Let's start again. How about that? We do all over again. We'll trick it. Start all over again. Maybe again, you just need to nudge it. Try it again. FanDuel, same thing. Boom. Build lineups. And then one of the things that, again, these are the stupid things that old people like me get enjoyment out of. I'm like actually like thinking like what the chances are that it works. Like if I had to set a line on whether just starting this all over again is going to work or not, I actually think it's favored. I think that it's more likely that you just need to do it again than there's just something wrong with their Sims right now. But we're going to see. I think it's probably minus 250. And that is nirvana, right? Being able to bet on literally everything. So if I say something like minus 250, how cool would it be if like this thing came up on everybody's screen? Boop, minus 250 plus 180. And you can just bet it. Some generation will see that long after I'm gone. And probably you guys too. All right, so here we go. Run contest sim. Ready? Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to give this just another 3 minutes and then just kind of admit that it's failed. And then otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and put in what we have. There's one other thing we can do. Okay, you know what? We're going to do it. I mean, I am committed here. Let's go to Old Saber Sim. I think it's better to take one look to see if Old Saber Sim can make it work before just admitting defeat and putting in the just the regular Saber score lineups. So we'll do this all over again one more time. I can't believe you guys are still here for this. This is like just Sheets technology frustration. And of course, what does this have to do with baseball? It's pretty funny. Nothing. Build lineups. Oh, we have this. Okay, so let's how many lineups are we building? 51. I mean, Freddie Freeman's got to play, right? I mean, if he doesn't play, he's got to be really hurt. 1-1. All I promise you from this Mets game is that whoever's winning in the 6th inning, it doesn't matter. It's just amazing the Mets have got involved in all these freaking games like this. They haven't had any games like that in the whole regular season, I don't think. I'll try this one more time, and then we will admit defeat. I guess SaberSim is just really just saying that we shouldn't be playing FanDuel. Ready to try it? Ready? All right, let's go. Yep, it looks like the FanDuel contest sim. Ooh, do we want to give Ace Mind a try? Just to get mad. I mean, like a Saber Sim. I mean, they're my partner and everything like that. But I mean, if I can't run a sim, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give Ace Mind. Oh, there it is. It happened. So that's what happened. I had threatened it. So here we go. Squeeze, risk-adjusted ROI. We got to do the same thing. Aggregate metrics. Oh my God, I can't believe this is going to work. Average projected score. Okay. So 105.41. We're going to do another filter. We'll do the same thing. Squeeze, ROI greater than 0. Same thing. And then we'll go min uniques. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, it dropped quite a bit. Dropped a full point. It dropped from 105.3. Yeah, so let's go back to min uniques 3. We'll use this. Save this to contest, I guess. Save this to squeeze, but it might. Yep. See, this is the problem with the old version. See, it just doesn't save. So we got to do this. Ready? Oh, but I will not admit defeat. So we're going to download these. We're going to just do this old school. 50 lineups. Boom. Go into FanDuel. And I'm telling you, you guys wonder why I play all these sports? Part of it is just getting used to just clicking these freaking buttons. I mean, honestly. Okay, there's this. Boom. Save this one. Let's put this in. And we still have to do the monster. We can do the monster by hand, actually. Real old school. Good. Upcoming. Can I find it? Let's see. Yeah, why would it do that? Okay, so we're going to edit this one. Let's go back into Saber Sim. And what was it? What was the monster? What did the monster look like? Monster is... Okay, so Nola Real Muto Arias. We do this completely old school. Okay, ready? Nola Real Muto. And again, we have to watch the news. Arias. Boom. Betts. Castellanos. Oh, where's Betts? Betts a shortstop nowadays? Of course he is. Betts, shortstop. Castellanos. Hayes probably going to get pinch hit for 2,400 though. Hernandez. Ooh, maybe that's the idea. Maybe we don't want to play Hayes. So let's do this. Let's go back into Saber Sim and let's see what happens if we X'd Hayes out just of this buy-in. Okay. Let's what's the first one with no Hayes? This one. Okay, so let's play this one. So this one is actually Nola Real Muto Edmund. If he plays. Then Machado. So people are saying, like, why do you share your lineup? People are going to just copy you. Yeah, okay. You think anybody's copying this the way I'm doing this? Trey Turner, Castellanos. Oh, that's Hayes again. Why do I keep getting these Hayes lineups? Okay, you want the non-Hayes lineup? Okay, this is going to be the non-Hayes lineup. And this is why, again, like, I don't really like to fall in love with any plays. All right, here we go. Sean Manaea. Let's start with him. Then it's the Freeman. And again, I could just upload this, but that's just no more fun. Arias. And I'm not really trusting Saber Sim right now. Machado. Edmund. And again, these could all be Profar. FanDuel sucks, by the way, for making me do it this way. Tatis. Hernandez Smith. Okay. Do I have time? 5 minutes to go. Is that right? Boom. Okay. That is a day in the life. And that doesn't even include the late swap stuff, which I'm going to deal with later. Hope that helped or it didn't confuse too many people, but it showed you how to kind of navigate the SaberSim systems and use the projections that you have.